Yo, shalom. What's good, people? What's good? What's good? Shabbat shalom. Happy Sabbath day to everybody. Living in a world where you're not accepted. Living in a world where people want nothing to do with you. But I realize as long as I've been walking with the Lord and doing the best I can to show the Most High, to show Christ that I want to make it to the kingdom to come, to take in the ways that He says to live. It's something that happens spiritually to us, the ones who are set apart. Because the Bible says that the people that are of the world, they can't receive the Spirit of God because they have the spirit of the world in them. When you become set apart, we no longer care about the things of the world. We no longer care about fitting in. We no longer care about what everybody else is doing. Especially when it comes to these pagan holidays, this time of the year. We no longer care about that anymore. We only truly care about doing what is right in the eyes of the Most High. And what I realized, right? Because I had to be in a certain event today that I really didn't want to go to. But you got to do what you got to do when you're in this world. Not of the world, but we're in the world. And when you're just misunderstood and you don't fit in. You don't fit in with what everybody else is doing. You don't go along with the ways of what everybody else is doing, but you choose to be set apart. You choose to follow God. You choose to follow His Son. People will act like they accept you, but truthfully, they really don't like you. They really wish they could just get rid of you. Because when you choose to follow the ways of righteousness, of bearing a light, people are going to hate you. Because everybody and the devil has made it seem that it's okay to just live a life of sin. Woe to them that says good is evil and evil is good. Woe to them that changes bitter for sweetness and sweetness for bitter. Everybody nowadays think it's okay to just live a life of willful sin and just live like that every single day. And when you're a person that chooses to break the cycle, that chooses to break generational curses, that chooses to go in a different direction, you're the bad person. It's times where I be around people, like even today, had to be around people just to kind of do what I gotta do in living in this life. And I can feel like I'm not accepted. I can feel the rejection. And at times, bro, it's hard. It's hard having to deal with the world and not being accepted. But you gotta be around to deal with certain things, certain people, jobs, environments. You gotta be around to deal with that. But just knowing that, truthfully, in the back of people's mind, you don't get the approval of acceptance. If you're a chosen one, if you choose to keep the laws and commandments of God, if you choose to fight your sin, to fight your flesh, to carry your cross and follow Jesus, and not be a part of what the world is doing, you don't get the approval of acceptance. So through my phone. You don't get the approval of acceptance. You know, it was one time in my life, right, when I was selling drugs, when I was chasing behind females, when I was doing drugs, when I was living a life that did not seek repentance. Oh, wait. Excuse me. People didn't mind. Oh, yeah, hit Zay up. Hit bro up. We're gonna take a walk. People didn't mind. Oh yeah, hit Zay up. Yeah, invite Zay. Let Zay come through, man. I know he gonna roll up. I know he gonna match. I know it's a 2-man. I know he gonna hop on shawty. But when I chose to accept the call of the Most High, when the Most High called me, he was like, son, you gotta change your life. You gotta get rid of these demons that you've been conformed to. You gotta fight these demons off, my son. The proof of acceptance is now gone. If you choose to follow the ways of righteousness and you're a brother like me, or as for a sister, you're on the same path as me, our phones be dry. No one wants anything to do with us. And sometimes it's kind of hard because you have to deal with people and you have to be around people for a certain amount of time. And like people today, like even today, I've seen some brothers, you know, not like-minded, but just some people, you know, they chilling, whatever, they talking. I'm listening to the conversation. And they're like, you know, we gonna cook this, we gonna cook that. And we gonna watch this movie, that movie, you know, we gonna kick it. And I'm thinking in my mind, damn, you know, I'm really a good brother. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I follow God. I am righteous. But righteous people also know how to have a good time. You know, people just look at us like we're just these lame, boring people. When truly, when you have Christ in you, that's when you will really be living life. Because the Messiah said, I am the way, the truth, and life. He said, I am the way, the truth, and life. But see, I encourage y'all to tell y'all something. Don't allow for us being not approved and us being not accepted by people to discourage us. Because truly, a lot of these people, bro, they not really happy. They're really miserable. And misery loves company. So they have to surround themselves around other people to fulfill their misery. And really, honestly, the people that are not accepted by the world, that are set apart from the world, and we're looked at as crazy or weird because we choose not to live a life of willful sin, we're really looked at as people don't like us, people hate us, they despise of us, but they really need us. But they really look up to us. They really want to be like us. But they will never tell us that. They would never tell us how they really feel about us. You know, I told a person today when I had to deal with certain people today. Because when you're chosen, man, and you are not accepted by the world and people don't want nothing to do with you, you can see how fake people are. I was about to say a word, but I'm going to keep it clean because I ain't going to lie. Sometimes, you know, you have a righteous anger. I'm going to be honest. You know what? Never mind. I ain't going to say it. Matter of fact, forget it. When you're chosen, you can see how fake motherfuckers are. It took everything in me not to say that, but it's just something in me. I just had to say it. You see how fake people are. And, you know, a person was like, you know, trying to butter me up and talk to me or whatever. And I was just like, you know, it's hard to try to deal with people in a room where you're not accepted at. And it's like, oh, no, you accept them. No, I'm not. Why would you try to sit up here and play these mind games and lie to me when you know in your heart You know within your mind, you know that I'm not accepted by you. You know this. You know that really, honestly, if you could kill me, you would. If you could take me out of here, you would. And I do what you got to do. Because I know the Most High, I know He judges. It's hard to deal with people in a world nowadays where you're not accepted. When no one wants anything to do with you, but you have to deal with these people only because maybe associates, money-wise, jobs, living situations. You have to deal with people. But I'm going to tell y'all something. The reason why us people of God, us righteous people, us light bearers, we have to be in certain areas and deal with certain people is because the Most High, He placed us there. So that when people leave this earth, because we're supposed to lead by example. And, we're not perfect. It's things that we have to examine ourselves, and it's things that we have to fix. I know I'm not perfect. I know it's things that I mess up on plenty of times. And I examine this, and I always do the best I can to fix what it is that I need to fix. But we're in certain areas, in certain environments, in certain places is because people won't have any excuse. Because people don't see the times we're lonely. They don't see the battles we face. They don't see the nights that we cry and we wake up 3, 4 in the morning talking to God, repenting. When we fall short in the glory and we look around, there's nobody else to help us up but the Most High. He's there to help us up. Jesus Christ is there to help us up. They don't see the times where we may be struggling with finances and we don't know how we're going to pay our rent. We don't know how we're going to pay bills. They don't see the time where we may be homeless. We may not have nowhere to go. Oh, wait. They don't see that. They don't see that. They don't see our struggles. They don't know what it is that we go through. You know how strong you have to be? A little family. Do you know how strong you have to be in a world where everybody's doing the same thing, right? Everybody's living a life of willful sin. But you, out of 1,000, right? You out of 1,000, it's 1,000 people, and you, that 999 person, you out of 1 of 1,000 is choosing, I'm going to choose to follow the Lord. I'm going to choose to follow the path of righteousness. Do you know how hard it is? Do you know how strong you got to be to choose to not go in the ways of the world? Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Be not conformed to the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Do you know how strong you have to be, brothers and sisters? Do you know how strong you have to be the one to fight the devil when everybody else has given their lives over to him? Everybody else will say, you know what, I can't do this. I'm going to just live how I want to live. I'm going to be accepted by the world. I'm going to do what everybody else is doing. But you, that 1 out of 1,000. And see, the thing is, right, people, they will never truly take the time to sit down and listen to you and really listen to your testimony. Or maybe they know your testimony, right? But instead of them becoming inspired, encouraged, motivated, they choose to hate you. They choose to be fake with you. They choose to try to sit and play games, manipulate you, talk about you behind your back, try to do things to you that they think that would trigger you or would upset you, but they don't even know that the Most High fights our battles. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. We don't go back and forth with demons. You know how hard it is, y'all? Sorry about the background noise. Do you know how hard it is to be that one person? It's like I'm by myself, right? And you got a group over here, a group over here, a group right here. Everybody grouped up, right? Everybody all in a group. But you that one person walking alone. And literally everybody's just around you, grouped up, and you're standing by yourself. It's because you're set apart. It's because we rock with Yeshua. People can't comprehend what it is that you go through. The world is so backwards, y'all. It's so backwards. Everybody out here living. And then like when you're set apart, right, and you're chosen, when you're set apart and you're chosen, you can see when you're not accepted by the world, right? The world has denied you. The world wants nothing to do with you. People reject you. They don't invite you to events. They don't invite you to gatherings. People may be cooking a meal, may watching a movie. They don't invite you to that. But they be quick to ask you for something, though. They be quick to ask if you could do the stat for them because they know that we have a giving heart. They know that we don't mind helping, right? They'll be quick to ask you for something, but they won't invite you to nothing, nowhere. But when you're set apart and you have no other choice but to be alone and people don't want nothing to do with you, right? You're closer to God. And you know that the closer that you are to God, that God will open your eyes to see things for what they really are. Even when you may come in contact with people, right? You get that person number, you and that person chop it up for a bit, and they go MIA, they go ghost, they no longer want nothing to do with you. Or this, right? They may see you in person, one-on-one, right? Face-to-face, it's you and that person, right? They may see you one-on-one, face-to-face, right? But then when they get around their homies, when they get around their friends, when they get around, their peers, they ignore you. They act like they never were really cool with you. Because you're looked at as the weird one, the crazy one. You're looked at as the Jesus freak. So people want nothing to do with you. So when their friends see you dapping them up, whatever like that, they're gonna think, oh, you hang with him? You hang with him? You hang with that weird dude? Oh, you weird too? So they can't handle the fact of not being approved. So what they're gonna do, they're going to be fake. They're going to be fake towards you. That's why bro, people that are not on the narrow path, people that are not set apart, bro, they're not your friends, bro. No matter what they tell you, no matter how nice they are to you, bro, they're not your friends. They honestly could care less about you. But the crazy thing is, it's just like how they did Yeshua, bro. They did the Messiah the same way. The servant is not better than the master. The servant is not better than the master. They did Christ the same way. So how you think they're going to do us? What you think we're going to go through? That's why as like-minded people, we got to come together. We got to unite, bro. We got to be there to uplift each other. They did the Messiah the same way. What was the Messiah? He was set apart. He wasn't accepted by the world. People wanted nothing to do with Christ. And all he did was show love and compassion. All he did was help. That man came and died and got hung on a tree. He died for his people. And what did they do to him? Turned that man, killed him. And all he did was help people. But he was just the devil, right? He was just an evil person, right? But the Messiah did something that a lot of these Negroes won't do. Y'all have a blessed Sabbath. Shalom and peace.